We're doing a lift today. Hang on, why isn't that one lifting?
It wasn't pressed the go button yet.
Don't want to bend any pins. Bogey!
Oh, that's why it's moving back that way.
Yeah, well, we did the lift. It's the next day now, so we sort of finished up the lift and went home. But today we're going to go through what it looks like underneath. We can. It's important because we need to match up the plans, what's underneath, and we can talk about a little bit about what we're going to do and how we're going to make it all work. So we'll start the number 2 end. Have a look-see around here. Look at the outside, then we'll duck in under there. So we can see that the actual airbags and the bogie bolster itself stays on the body. This took us a fair bit of time to actually figure out how to correctly and safely lift the vehicle, but with a little bit of investigation of the plans, we worked it all out. This is the number 2 end. You can see kingpin and the bolster, and they always said these are the best riding cars in New South Wales, and you can actually see, you can see the varying shocks and torsion bars and the airbag suspension and how it's all set up. You can see the main underframe, structural members. This here is actually all the additional wiring they put in when they took it to loco hold. So we'll be removing all that, and those, you can see those brackets there, we'll be taking those brackets off as well. You can see more dampers. So lots of damping and lots of suspension work. Up here, well, this is all part of the air system. Now, interestingly, much of the straight air system wasn't actually taken off. It was disconnected at the front, but a lot of it is actually still in place. So that will make life a lot easier. We've got to do a lot of pipe work, but as you can see here, for example, some of it's just capped off. So we'll be able to actually, once we clean it all up, and I might get out with the plans today, we can have a look. So over here, triple valve. Standard style triple valve, that went with the vehicle. This here is a relay valve, which we've just put back on temporarily, which came off the on the 620s. Yeah, so we'll be cleaning up all of these shortly. Let's go and have a look now. So we might mark what all these pipes actually are on the list, so we can start reinstating the air system. Again, all of this stuff was put in for loco haul, so we'll be taking all of that out. Not needed for our purposes. We're missing a reservoir up the front there. That's all right. Up here, we've got a junction box. We'll have to do a little bit of panel beating that back into shape. That's the under part. That's the floor of the old electrical cabinet. So we might still have to use some of that to terminate the connections correctly. But you would have seen from my previous video about conduits where everything runs. See, now we can fully get under here. We can see. So this, we can see and have full access to all of the conduits under here. Again, all this is going to come out. Piece of the air system, we'll have to take all of these valves off, check them, rebuild them if necessary, work out what's what, where's where. Again, all of this will be coming off. These are the loco hauled ones. These here are the former sanding boxes. We probably won't reinstate these. 620s had their sanders removed. I need to consult, but I would say strongly we won't keep those. Well, we'll keep this, we'll just leave them as they are, but we won't reinstate the sanding equipment. Again, more body shell conduits. This all needs to be cleaned up in here. Now this is the brackets for varying things. Now where I'm sitting here, number 2 end, this is about where the cardan shaft would be, because back here, these here are the transmission mounts. So again, we talked about changing the way we do the mounting of the engines. That's something we will draw up and again bolt it up directly to the underframe. That back there, as you can see, is the rear engine mount, part of the rear engine mount where they have the subframes mounted. Battery box, we will be painting all under here as well. Again, junction boxes and conduits now all much more easily accessible to us. We can get in here and see everything. So, engine control box and mounting bracket, this is going to have to be modified if we're going to reuse these. Again, junction box. I'll put a picture up showing which junction box this actually is. Of course, battery box, junction box, rear engine mount, number 2 engine. Front engine mount. Well, when I say engine mount, this is the subframe actually mounted on here, but we'll call it engine mounts. More airlines. Fuel tank goes in here. So we've been saying all year we'll get that on, but now we've actually got this lifted, it's going to make it a lot easier. All we've got to do is grind back where some of those welds were and put the fuel tank on. So this here is going to have to be taken out. This has been a modification. It's going to put an arrow pointing to, this is to allow them to fill the water system from both sides. This will have to be modified, or unmodified, sorry, I should say. Two reasons. Number one, we won't be using a pneumatic system, we'll be putting an electric system on it, exactly the same as they did in 631. Sorry, 731, but yeah, this water system's going to have to come apart because this would actually foul the transmission completely. Because that's where the transmission should actually go. And even if we, under our new engine arrangements, that pipe's going to get in the way. So we have to put in another different kind of filler arrangement, or rather not go fill from one side, but certainly we will have a look at how we're going to do that. Again, conduits, body conduits, all to do with the engine. Control box number 1, battery box. Small pieces of conduit, which we may remove. Number 1 in sanders. And again, you can see all the pipe work for the loco haulage. You can see the water system has been attacked by vandals at some point. That's okay, we will tackle that issue. Clean the water tank up. Clean all this up. Yep, another triple valve. Another junction box, which we could fortunately get into now. So we can have a look. We might actually do that today. Get a screwdriver, open that up. And again, similar to the other end, all the where the piping is all just tapped off, reservoirs on this end, all easily sorted out. There we go. And more water piping. Alrighty.